Guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're being mind-controlled, right? Says Spider-Man. This little doohickey in my hand, it's called the Resequencer. It reshuffles your thoughts without you even realizing it. You're being used, played, he adds. All the other heroes watch Spider-Man say this, including Black Panther, Thor, Captain Marvel, and even Captain America. Spidey explains to the other heroes that there's this guy who calls himself the Grand Manipulator, and he's behind this whole thing. The day before at the fight in the warehouse, that's when he got the other superheroes brainwashed. But Spidey has a buddy at a university just waiting to deactivate this and free the heroes' minds, and then they all can be friends again. Spidey asks the other heroes if they like that and how cool it would be. Captain America expresses that it sounds like a great idea, and all the heroes present are in favor of resolving this problem without anyone getting hurt. But the thing is, it is not the other superheroes who are being mind-controlled. It's Spider-Man. Yeah, it just isn't something a mind-controlled person would say, says Spider-Man very sneakily. Thor calls Spider-Man and he says hello. Thor continues to tell Spider-Man to give him the contraption, the Resequencer. If Spidey's friend were to deactivate it improperly, it will scramble the minds of every person in New York City, including Spider-Man's mind. And Thor likes Spidey's mind. It's amusing, something annoying but amusing. Spider tells Thor that he'd be surprised by the times he has heard this, but Thor reassures Spidey that he wouldn't be surprised. Spider-Man doesn't want to fight the Avengers, and he pleads with Thor. He knows that he is going to lose, and Thor adds fuel to the fire by saying that Spidey will probably lose. Man, this sucks, says Spider-Man as he shoots out his spiderwebs and attempts to leave. Captain America alerts Tony Stark, and he is on it. Iron Man, while trying to stop Spider-Man from leaving, tells him to trust the other heroes. They are his refuge, but Spidey is reluctant. He'd love to talk this through, but he believes they either have to disable this device in the next 10 minutes, or the other heroes will be stuck, brainwashed forever. Iron Man tells Spidey that for now, for Spider-Man's own good, they will have to take him down. Spider-Man finds this funny since he was thinking the same thing. As Spidey escapes from Iron Man's grasp, Iron Man starts facing technical issues. Spider-Man just shorted out Tony's armor and he is shocked. Just how the hell did he do that? Says Tony in frustration. Black Panther adds that Spider-Man is a highly intelligent individual, and he's had 12 hours to come up with different ways to defeat the other heroes. The heroes make their way to capture Spider-Man. As Spider-Man runs through the busy streets of New York, She-Hulk follows him with great speed. No offense, T'Challa, but there are some things you just can't beat no matter how intelligent you might be. A good right cross is at the top of that particular list, says She-Hulk. She tries to punch Spider-Man, but he evades her attack. Captain Marvel tells She-Hulk not to worry as she holds Spidey by his throat. Captain Marvel tells Spidey to hand over the Resequencer, but he starts apologizing to her. When she asks what he is sorry about, Spider-Man throws a pill inside of Captain Marvel's mouth. The pill turns into spiderwebs inside of Captain Marvel's mouth. Spider-Man tells her to try not to panic as that webbing will dissolve in less than 60 seconds. He promises. Spider-Man is amazing and spectacular. He knows that out there in the streets he is vulnerable, but in an enclosed space where the flyers can't fly and gods can't simply snatch him out of the air as he swings. In a closed space, he is unstoppable. Spider-Man crashes into a building after breaking its window, and inside, he meets Blade. Spider-Man tells Blade what he has to go through, and Blade tells Spidey to try his best. Blade launches at Spidey and attempts to kick him, but Spidey skillfully dodges. Spidey attempts to deliver a punch, but Blade evades and uses his elbow to hit Spidey's jaw. Spidey scoffs and punches Blade in his face, causing him to cough out blood. As Spidey bounces around the room and jumps away from Black Panther, who has arrived too, Blade gets angry and manages to catch Spidey, saying, "Let's see you bounce around now." But Spidey retorts, "Bouncing around is only part of what I do," as he hits his head against Blade's face, causing Spidey to escape from his grasp. Black Panther interrupts, saying that he doesn't want to hurt Spider-Man. Spider-Man dodges Panther's kick, and suddenly Captain America arrives. "Please believe us, son. "We are not the bad guys," says Captain America as he chokeholds Spider-Man. Spider-Man manages to escape yet again and tells Captain America that he is the bad guy, but he just doesn't know it. We hate to see this hero battling a hero and a friend fighting a friend. It is sadly necessary. The threat this world, this universe faced, could burn the very atoms that make it up. Spider-Man takes a bomb-like creation out of his bag and holds it in his hand. As he throws it into the room, it squirts out spiderwebs that immobilize the heroes. As Spidey makes his way out of the building, he is caught by Thor, who holds on to him by his shirt. Spidey slips out of his shirt and says hi and bye to Thor. Captain Marvel asks the other heroes if they have seen Spidey, and She-Hulk wonders if Spidey can turn invisible like the other one as she tries to find him while looking from atop a van. Iron Man manages to see Spidey and heads his way. As he follows him, Spider-Man tells Tony that he's gonna feel so silly when he finds out his mind has been taken over by a lunatic who wants to rule the world. As Spider-Man evades Iron Man's attack, Iron Man seems to be taking the lead when he tells Spidey not to run as Iron Man will blast him. Spidey hands over the sequencer to the heroes. Iron Man holds Spidey's nifty little gadget, and Spider-Man asks Iron Man if he likes it. He wanted to make a little spider out of it, but he didn't get the chance to, maybe next time. Iron Man tells Spidey that there won't be a next time since Iron Man's armor has already adapted to what it did. Spidey figured this out. Thor hands over Spidey's shirt in exchange for the contraption, and Spidey loves how Thor says contraption since it sounds classy. But Thor is suspicious because Spidey handed the contraption over with ease. Captain America figures that Spidey switched it out and asks Spidey where the real sequencer is. Spidey apologizes. He knows that they will try and stop him, so he has to keep the heroes distracted for long enough. Spidey had already sent the Resequencer to the mad scientist. Iron Man senses the Resequencer's energy signature. If they don't get there in time, something bad will happen. As they burst into the scientist's office, the scientist cheers as the contraption has been deactivated. Captain Marvel asks the other heroes how they are feeling, and they reply that they are fine. They wonder why their minds have not been scrambled. Spider-Man enters the scene and says, "I told you you were being mind-controlled. It's all part of an elaborate plan." Iron Man tells Spidey that he is wrong and shows the CCTV footage from yesterday. It's from Tony's warehouse. His suit automatically downloaded it as they fought the footage, and his suit remotely downloaded from the same server a few minutes ago. As Spidey reviews the footage, he is shocked. He is sure that this isn't what happened, and it wasn't him who collapsed. He is sure that the footage Iron Man is showing him is fake, but Iron Man tells him that it's authentic. Black Panther adds that their memories have been altered again. But in this instance, there are two strands of distinct reality coexisting within the same timeline. She-Hulk is confused as to how that is even possible. Spider-Man asks if the two strands of reality are both valid and if that's by design or by mistake. The scientist assures Spidey that it's by design. Spider-Man is shocked and asks him what he is talking about since they have been friends for so long. The professor is the Grand Manipulator. Only instead of minds, he manipulates reality. The professor says that he doesn't manipulate but tears reality asunder. Thor asks the professor if he is the one fabricating all these memories and timelines. He asks him why, and the professor explains that he needed the heroes distracted and off balance. Whenever the heroes got too close to discovering his plans, the professor changed history to set them on the wrong path. The professor confesses that the heroes have been disappointingly easy to lead astray. He also adds that he expected much more from luminaries such as themselves. Captain America asks the professor who he really is, and he replies that he is a man of two minds. One mind is human, and the other is an unrecognized genius. The other is alien, an explorer through dimensions who brought with it gifts of insight no mortal being could possibly comprehend. And now, with the Resequencer finally back in the professor's possession, he will reshape this world into his own. But something odd happened. The Resequencer starts taking in the professor's energy. Yeah, about that, my memories of our friendship just didn't ring all that true, so I took another look at the gizmo and made some adjustments just in case. "Hope you don't mind, buddy," says Spider-Man nonchalantly. The professor is extremely confused as to what Spidey has just done. After the professor collapses onto the ground, he says, "I have to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what just happened." Iron Man says that he will have this teleported to the mountain and see what he can make of it there. Spider-Man feels like he should apologize, but that might just be because of who he is as a person, because technically he didn't. She-Hulk interrupts and tells Spidey that it's okay and that they are sorry too. "Cool, thanks," says Spidey. He also apologizes to Captain Marvel for the pill he put in her mouth. That worked out rather well. They were just getting a little too close. He needs the heroes to figure it out, sure, but jumping ahead of his schedule could ruin everything. But he thinks this will do it. He will be careful in the future, more subtle. These superheroes are smart people after all. For humans, Captain America says hello to thin air. "I know you're there. I can't see you. But sometimes I think I can feel you. I know you're watching," says Captain America. Who's he talking to? This was clever. Giving us a bad guy, a new villain who can take all the blame. You couldn't have us asking too many questions, could you? Who knows where all that speculation might have led us, says Captain America. So this man gave the heroes the Grand Manipulator, and immediately the possibilities narrowed, but it was too little too late. The man had already made his mistakes. Why was that the longer it went on, the more he had to change, the harder it was to control, and the harder it was to maintain? Or did the man just get sloppy? The man thinks he has to fix this. Captain America knows the man is listening and tells him to pay attention. If he were Emma Frost or Charles Xavier, he might even be able to see him right now. But Captain America doesn't need psychic powers to recognize the man's power. And Captain America is coming for the man. It's the Beyonder. He was the one behind this mess the entire time.